What's up, everybody? It's not playing the game Rose, and welcome back to Fat Nights at Frenni Story Mode Night 3. Like I said, folks, in the last video, the ride has not ended just yet. We gotta show you there's a lot of things to tie up, in the sense. Well, a couple of things, not too much, but a couple of things, and then as well as showing you guys how to make all the achievements. So now, I already made a video on this before. I did record myself doing this, but I felt like after reviewing the footage, I didn't do it enough justice because I was just like casually doing it. So this is kind of like my second attempt at it, more or less. And this is gonna be a little casual video, you know, nothing formal. Rocking the 24-karat shirt, and yeah, this video is specifically more or less of highlighting on how to do the achievements. And great timing too, because the night did get its update during my editing session when I was trying to get all the video parts out. The update for this night did drop. So let's go ahead and show you that. That's right here. You see the top corner is 3.0x. And if you see on the update log on this one real quick, what's added here is we got the chapter and checkpoint selection in night 3, which was a big thing that everyone was asking for, because, you know, when we playing through the nights trying to do achievements and stuff, it's kind of annoying that we have to like play through the entire night in a sense, skip through cutscenes just to get to that part. And you know, and once you mess up, there's no going back. You're kind of locked into that section. All right, and then, you know, typo, graphical, and translation corrections. Yes, there's some things that were a bit off in terms of subtitles and audio. The skip scene button is now available in most night 3 scenes. I did point out a couple times that there was some placement holders in the top corner, so that's fixed. New free play arcade mode to play night 3 mini games from the extras menu. Hell yes, hell yes. So that's if you guys ever wanted to, you know, not want to deal with the night and just want to go straight into the arcade area portions where you just straight up, you know, chill out at an arcade machine, play some hopping time, do some whack-a-mole, shoot some skee ball. This update's for you. It's definitely it was for me. And let's see, rubber chickens added to night 3, so more noise to be able to get Bobby's attention. An update to hopping time itself, which is one of the mini games. Extra guitars collected now grant an extra 100 points per the score. So you get one, you got your one up, but you get another next guitar, you get an extra 100 points in your run, which, you know, you can stack up scores pretty quickly and, you know, hit that 5K for those who are still struggling to do that in the first place. You can skip dialogues with the space key. A lot of people were asking about that too, hitting the space key so they could just move around instead of just clicking. Some new notes at the nightclub. So I'm gonna have to go through the nights again and see if I can find any of those as well as I go through doing the achievements. But for now, I'm going to be focused on doing the achievements. Inventory adjustments. VSync disabled due to issues. Sad, because my monitor is VSync. Extras, fixes, adjustments to note applications. Okay. I hope my notes did not get reset on there, because I had some passcodes written down so we can tie up those loose ends. Music player on the extras PC to listen to the tracks you find on computers in story mode. That's cool. Improvements to note accuracy in a guitar gasmic. A lot of people were having trouble with that, but I hit the achievements on that before that got updated. So achievement fixes. So some achievements in the original drop, some of them didn't even pop off, so that's fixed. New achievements added. So hello everybody. This is gonna be a bit of a longer video. Various small fixes. So simple update, nothing too major. So let's go ahead and start off and hitting up the extras real quick. Immediately, thank you, Failfire, because before this had a different background and then different transition to get into the PC. This wallpaper was completely different. It's made, a lot of it was NSFW, so it was a bit difficult to show that to people. And, you know, apparently in our office we finally got the Bonfrey mouse pad, so hell yeah. We got Phone Guy. I don't know if you can see above my head. It's Phone Guy outside. got a picture out there. So we can go to our PC as normal, and we can hit up the arcade. I'll go ahead and show you. Well, we'll head over there in a second, but first, let's go ahead and get into the PC so I can show you what kind of achievements we are getting. As you can see, I got them all done. So I pretty much have fresh in my head how you get all of them. Starting off with the easy ones, getting ones out of the way that, you know, more or less, that very obvious, you know, the achievement of completing the night 3. Obviously, we got that. Now we got several plushes in here, so to know what kind of plushes you guys are looking for, I'll show you how to get every single one of them. We got Frenni, Bonfi, Chiku, Fexa, Mary, Phone Guy, and Pope Rat. Now this another one there's nothing to really showcase on this one as well, which is Oh Look Potato Chips. This one requires you to like kind of replay the night over and over again, and since we have the checkpoint system, I'll show you that how this update kind of makes that a lot easier. So yeah, hold my bazooka, use the bazooka. I didn't get the chance to do that in the Let's Play, but that would require you finding all 3 pieces. In the original playthrough, the last bazooka piece was in the janitor's closet that I was looking in, and I was like, doesn't look like anything's there, but the lighting kind of like messed up me seeing it. But apparently it got moved, so I'm gonna have to look for that again so I can show y'all where all the bazooka pieces are. That way y'all can use it inside the which can only be used in the snake boss fight. Riding Bonfi, I'll show you how that can do that. Bonfi lovers getting all the scenes, so you got to get caught in certain points. For example, when Bonfi first shows up, getting caught her at that point gets a scene. Because I can't show it here for obvious reasons on YouTube. There's the second scene is, I believe there's like 4 scenes in total. There was getting caught by Bonfi in the beginning, getting caught by Bonfi in the arcade itself, and then getting caught by Bonfi when she was chasing you after Guitar Gasmic. That's all 3 Bonfi scenes. And then there's a 4th one in which you get caught by Bonfi and Frenni, and you already know when that section happened. That's basically how you can get that achievement. Lucky Balls. Now this is defeat the snake without taking battle damage. This is a difficult one to do, specifically because you have to do, because it requires a couple things. One, you have, like I said, like the achievement says, you have to do this without taking damage, so you got to get extremely lucky. I haven't recorded that I did it the first time, so maybe a footage of that, I'll cut to that and basically show you that one. Golden Doro, I already achieved it on the Let's Play. You already saw it. You just basically hit 5k points and you get the Golden Doro. Fun fact, if you guys keep continuing playing and still racking up the scores, every 5k a Golden Doro will spawn. And also, I don't have to showcase these 4 right here, which is the Rockstar Guitar Gasmic achievements. Beating on normal, beating on Giga Chad. Be sure that they're done with for normal, they have to be 95% in accuracy, and on Giga Chad they have to be 90%. And not gonna lie, the this update, I find it a little difficult to get 90% on Giga Chad. I don't know why, because like Unity, like I said before, when I played this the first time, the Unity engine is not very kind to fast-paced key presses. All right, and these achievements, I'll show you real quick how to get them, which is the newer achievements. You are sodomized, fired, Swiss cheese, ski balls deep, and whack my hole. So let's go ahead and get started off with the easy ones, which is basically the ski balls deep and whack my hole. It kind of just goes without saying, as well as the Guitar Gasmic ones. To, you know, in order to achieve those Guitar Gasmic achievements, you could play from here on the PC, so you don't have to go into the night itself. And then once you get your score up, you'll be able to your accuracy up. You get those achievements flat out. So I'm not going to go ahead and play this song. You guys are already familiar with it. It's just basically do it and don't mess up. All right, backing out. you can go to the arcade to get these other achievements, which is, you know, the skee ball and the whack-a-mole ones, as well as doing the hopping time achievement. So you can basically hit up here in the arcade, which is basically a blocked off section, which where the arcade machines are, and you can see the rubber ducks that are added to this section. There's Bonfy does not show up here, so you guys don't have to worry about it. You just try not to get spooked by the ambience. But yeah, skee ball, you're gonna have to get these 3 holes up here in particular. Hey! The whack-a-mole one, you can do this whack-a-mole game, and you gotta hit 125 score. Yeah! And yeah, that's basically it for this area. Ignore the text pop-up. It's not gonna tell you to say explore the area, but you can see it's locked off. You can look at the scores in which which you can see all the people that you have not seen before. I've shown the playthrough. I always thought it was interesting that that my name right here on Hopping Time on 3rd place, that it was abbreviated, considering that we have Dragon Waifu's name fully written out. And I got a theory about that. And let's go ahead and hit up the story mode to get these other achievements. The sodomized and fired ones, these are basically as the description says, response to phone guy, result in you getting sodomized. And I kind of showed that in the Let's Play. So basically just do that. And then you get these achievements. Now, die by gunfire, Swiss cheese. I did not show that. And I'll show you real quick. Oh yeah, look at that. And like I said, and then there's checkpoints too. It's crazy. And it highlights where you can go. So for this one, you're gonna have to go to chapter 2, checkpoint 1. For the Swiss cheese achievement. Okay, so once you get to this point to get the Swiss cheese achievement, you basically choose the hide option. I didn't choose the hide option before.
This is not the first time I've said it.
And you know what? I should be a little more quiet because this is cutscenes that I have not showcased before. Because a lot of more has been said by Phone Guy.
Don't you have anything else to do? Listen to me carefully. Go and fuck yourself.
Yeah, and it ended right there when Phone Guy was here.
You're just another idiot who comes to bother.
Oh?
And honestly, this has me fed up. You're wasting your time, you idiot. You and that football head.
Arnold?
I don't care about that. I want to make this clear. And listen carefully to what I am going to tell you. It's not for sale, son of a bitch. You better buy a turtle. Stick it in your ass and go slowly fuck your mother.
Uh-oh. Of course, we get stung by a scorpion that so happens to be in that vent. Damn. Stone cold. Also, you are dead, game over. Haven't seen that since the Christmas special. But yeah, that's basically how you get the Swiss cheese achievement, basically. Oh yeah, and if you guys are wondering who was on that phone with Phone Guy, people probably quick to think that it might be his ex, but personally, I believe it is that one guy who's doing that the new nightclub. If you've seen on the newspapers, there's a new nightclub that's being opened in the town, and it's supposed to be a competitor of Frenni's nightclub. And I believe his name, I forgot what his name was. We'll see his name again in a newspaper. But basically, I think he was on the phone with that guy because he wanted to buy it. All right, let's see. We can get the actually, I'm going to play through the night a bit, so I can show you guys bit by bit on where to go look for the plushies, and at the same time collect the rocket launcher parts. Yeah, that sounds like the plan. That's the game plan. Right, start from here. You get the first plush real easily. It's real easy to miss because it requires you to go back to the toolbox room in which you got the toolbox to begin with. So if you run all the way back, this back corner, right over here, you'll find Phone Guy's plush right here. Easy enough. Okay, so when you get your ice cream, after you get your ice cream, you go ahead and make your way to these cabinets in which you find all these references. My cabinets missing the Bonfy plush. But if you go to Tamaku's cabinet, you'll find the first piece of the bazooka. Fun fact, if you watch Body, he gets on inside this room real quick. A rat hole. I'll tell you what's in this room, but that's where Body goes. Also, another thing to point out, and if you listen carefully, the that creature since night 1, also known as the Strangler from the cards, you can hear her up and about in the vents. Then we go here next. This was closed off before. Why would they? It was. You could go to the stairs now? Holy crap. Okay, new area. Okay. What we got here? We got leads to some bottles. Oh, some trash bottles. A blocked off wall. Interesting that it would come all the way down here. Why is this sealed off? What the? Oh. Well. Okay then. Hey, isn't that... I can't tell because it's so small. Ain't that, Gold Rain? That bottle? Which is the, original bottle for, Fex's room. Before it was, switched for something else. It's a little tidbit. But yeah, that's awesome that we could just go in here. Oh, no trespassing, prohibited passing. Which is weird, because this goes to the, I want to say the, ground floor, right? Yeah. Which is the lobby and dance floor, so it's strange that that's sealed off. If you go back to the arcade area, and head back into this room, which I showed y'all before in the playthrough, but Fex's plushie right here, just chilling right here. S blowjobs. That's right. That's who That's why I believe who Phone Guy was on the phone with earlier. With the Mr. S blowjobs. Note. This is new. I try to keep all the machines running to keep you animatronic distracted, but it's complicated, so many power outages. Also, you can see the cameras on here. I didn't know that before, which was pretty interesting. It's also pretty interesting that the elevator and the stairs camera does not work. And I don't know, of course, there's a camera in our room, in this room, which I always thought was interesting because nothing really happens on these cameras, sadly enough. And you would think you might like see maybe Bonfi or Typo on the screen at some point, like seeing Bonfi like wander around in some places, but since it plays little roles into it, or this may be now that I think about it, this may be a preview, you know, because like this Fanfire wouldn't implement this camera system without reason, right? So this may, because this is a whole separate office, so maybe, just maybe, this could be just a future arcade mode update, maybe, like being like you run the night in the arcade area itself, and your job is to basically want you to do all the tasks, and you only have to worry about bond fee only, which kind of makes sense because it's difficult in its own right. Now look at that, the highlighted Bonfi's guitar here, which is great. Because I thought it was a bit odd for it to be like in the dark. And so yeah, the last rocket piece launcher piece is right here. See, and you can see like how I just simply came over here before in my playthrough. I was like right here, right? And I looked at it and it didn't stand out too well. You can see how well it's blended. So unless you took a deep look, this is the last bazooka piece. And now I have all 3 pieces. Alrighty, immediately there is a new note here on the table. The technician. So there's a technician note that's being added. So maintenance has been performed on the security doors at the entrance and exit. Security has been increased from end to end at Phone Guy's request. There is concern that visitors may be sneaking in after closing hours. Buffy has reported that someone is sneaking in during closing hours and playing the machines without permission. An unknown player. He has not been seen, but he has managed to surpass the highest scores of the arcade machines, even with these access keys and gates separating each section. That name keeps appearing on the scores. So effing God is just making his way to the nightclub and just topping scores. Oh, another note. Hey, Gappa, when I told you to buy lots of rubber cocks, I didn't mean this, you son of a bitch. What are we gonna do with all these boxes of chickens? Better hide them so the bosses won't find out. So that explains why the rubber chickens are here. But they are scattered about, so be careful when you make your walk around this area. Also, now we're in this area. This will be where we find our next plushie, which is the Pope Rat, which was moved from back there to over here. So that's where you can find the Pope Rat plush. Ooh, another note. Okay. It seems that the rabbit was designed with traits suited for music and video games. Large ears sensitive to musical tones and sound in general, as well as nimble, strong fingers for playing instruments and arcade machines. I wouldn't like it to grab me with those hands. It's very difficult for me to access its internal mechanism if it keeps having spasms while I try to analyze it. I'd look for more specialized equipment. And what I've seen so far is very unusual for any machine I've encountered before. Alright, some Bonfi glaze. So, like I said, she's specifically designed for the arcade. Alright, the Lucky Balls achievement can be achieved from this fight. Okay. Real quick, if you guys ever want to do the Lucky Balls achievement, all you have to do is do the following. And this is all completely luck based in order to do this. And that is attack with a wrench. We said that it missed. Hit him with a screwdriver. Hope that the snake misses the bite. Hit him again with a wrench. And just keep repeating this process until so you can get his health down fast enough. And hope that he doesn't hit him in the meantime. Usually he has a chance to miss on the bite, which he's missing a lot right now, which I'm very happy about. Please keep missing. Please let me keep hitting. Please. Now I gotta hope that he misses on this one. Oh, awesome. He took some damage. Now he's tired. And then you just hit him with the ping pong balls. If at any point that if the snake does bite you, then when your health gets lower enough, you pull out the bazooka. The bazooka, when you get all 3 pieces, will kill you and the snake, causing you to reset the fight. So I just casually got lucky first time, but that's how you do the Lucky Balls achievement. All right, so at this point, the Lucky Balls achievement was a no-go. And what I personally do for this scenario is when you start using the bazooka. Now, using the bazooka does the following. You kill everything. You kill both of y'all. Oh, look, dude, game over. Fucking Peter Griffin Death Sprite. That's awesome. Actually, that's pretty awesome. I'm gonna screenshot that so I can just send it to people. Also, fun fact, this section here, something interesting does happen. Like, after you think it's arcade and you make your way back to the office, the power goes out, and if you look at the there's something here on the mini map, and it's moving at a fast pace. Which is okay, that's odd. The announcement went off again. But yeah, as you see on the radar, something was moving at a fast pace, and I was just running straight through it, and you see that we didn't see Bonfi anywhere. So, who the heck was that running around? I heard you hear like a lot of loud stomping noise, and you saw that the dot passed through me. So, I think that was the Strangler. If you want my opinion, that was the Strangler that was just making an appearance in the night. Also, cardboard fake out. Now for this next achievement, it's going to be a bit difficult. Because this one, you have to avoid Bonfi entirely. Grab the key card. And now we gotta start picking up every single token for our next achievement. Alright, starting off again, the key card. We start clearing out the tokens from back here. And we don't have to worry about getting Bobby's attention because we know there's a hiding spot right behind us in the Freddy trash can. So we can walk a little bit with confidence. Crouch a bit because she's coming. And who knows, she might turn around in her patrols. No, she's coming. Oh, did she turn around? She turned around. Cool. Works for me. And yeah, folks, don't ever feel free to the need to like make preemptive retreats and stuff, because there will be a sound cue to when Bonvi hears you. So when you walk, you can walk if you want. If she's far enough, you can run. And it look like she's far enough, so you could just start running here, because the hiding spots are right here. And once you like understand Bonvi's pattern behaviors, you just know how she works, and you can just basically out ninja the ninja. Just gonna be a little careful here, because she might take a minute, or she might turn around. I'm banking on her turning around, so. Oh, actually. Oh, she did turn around. Oh, she's gonna turn around again. Or keep going. That works for me. And as you can see on the radar, we'll have to be quick about this part right here, because she is now blitzing it. But to our... Oh, there she goes. Alrighty, and then where we're gonna have to go next is that one spot. But it looks like Bonvi's making her way here, so I'm gonna wait for her to pass and then I'll leave. Alright. And after getting all these tokens here, you'll have exactly 1,000 tokens. Then you just simply have to make your way to the Doro. You just simply make your way to the Doro and cash in. Boom. Oh, cool, you can get 3D camera it. We got that chat face. And basically, that's how you get the riding Doro achievement. But unfortunately, it's technically a game over, and then you have to restart from here again. which is a bit upsetting, I know, folks. So so we're going to use the speedrun strat. Now the next plushie might be a little difficult to grab because it's kind of more or less scripted to follow you up to this point. But the next plushie's right here, the Mary plush. And you're gonna have to run. So that's how you get the Mary plush. Very easy to miss if you're running. Speaking of running, also, hi Goldie. All right, and now for the final plush. Very easy to miss because you're in the middle of running away. But if you immediately don't come back here, Frenny's plush is to be right here. Right, now that we're in this area, the computer that requires a password, there's a two-part password that you need in order to unlock it. The first part is right here as soon as you get in this area. It's in this trash can. You find a little note. It'll give you the first part, which is, and it's case sensitive too, so be sure to write it down when you see it. Gosh, I wonder if I did write it down. I feel like I did, but I don't know where I put it. Yeah, I did. Which is XX_G. And as for the Chiku plushie, which is the next plushie that can be found next, would be in here. And I believe it's in this safe, which is 6541. Yep. And that's how you get the Chiku plush. The code for this safe can be found on this computer as well as the warehouse one. I wonder if I wrote it down. Yep, there you go. See, I got the full because I found. I'll show you where I find the second half for the code for this. The second half to that password for the computer can be found right here, which is upsetting because once you get this code, you might want to go back, but the door locks up, so you can't go back. So you have to finish it. Originally, you'd have to finish the night and then replay the whole night over again to get to that point. But now with the checkpoint system, you can just exit out and then go back in there. I'll like I said, I'll show you the second half of it, but the full password is right here. XX_G-S001. And this, I'm gonna have to write a couple things down real quick. These don't need, these are irrelevant, so I'm gonna have to update this real quick. Safe code 6541. Code is, I have it right down right here on a toad on a notepad. 4083, I believe was. So, which is great because this is something for multiple playthroughs, and whenever I get back to the night, this is like, I don't think people make use of the notes easily or haven't thought about it, because like every time I came back to night 4, I automatically come back to this PC and I'm like, is my note still there? And I'm like, yes, it's still here. So I can update it, I can save it. So whenever I decide to come back, it's right here on the notepad on this particular computer. Capital X underscore lowercase s underscore capital G dash capital S 001. There you go. Now you are in the Frenny card PC. Now let's see what we got in this one here real quick. Got some bullshit. Sounds about right. Let's see. Anything on the notes? Nope. But you can add a note here too. It'd be funny that if Fatal Fire decided, like, you know, for a future update, if they ever update this night again, they will write something on this note, like a special note or something. Online chats. We got Johnny Testicles here and Dennis Nerdy. The hallways are dirty. There's no one focused exclusively on cleaning them anymore. I miss the janitor. I liked him because he looked like Markiplier. Dennis Nerdy. Looks like you forgot to file the reports. Do I have to come poke you with a stick every time you fall asleep at your laurels? There's no progress. What do you want me to say if there's nothing to say? I still haven't been able to connect because of the dumb crap here at work. On top of that, the machines are producing some weird interference. It's really hard to work with this much pressure and equipment that keeps failing. It's not like I'm wasting time the way you think. That's not what they want. That's not what they want to hear, and you know it. You better have results soon. This feels like working with my hands tied. With the tiny bit of time I have left and how much they're squeezing me here, I'll have to fake another accident just to buy time. Fucking hell. Progress is way too slow, and honestly, I'm getting sick of this shit. You got into this on your own. You don't need to get back out. You don't get to back out now. Tuesday, June 6th. We have an element here. Why the hell wasn't I told about this? Measurements can't be taken correctly if there is another source of GS1 emissions. It's something we weren't authorized to know, but given the failures in the scans and analysis, it had to be revealed even to our link. Don't question it. Just make whatever repairs or adjustments are necessary to keep you doing your job. It's not that simple. I can only take advantage of bathroom breaks. The supervisor's constantly breathing down my neck and I can't make progress like this. There's nothing I could tell you. Keep the chat private and don't forget to delete all previous conversations. As for the supervisor, that's on you. Figure something out and do your work whenever you think you have a window. Maybe I can cover for you if something looks suspicious, but I'm not promising anything. I'm demanding a raise after all this wasted time. Damn it. Don't push your luck. You're easily replaceable, same as me. 23 days later. Alright, so a whole month passed. I objected the spectrometer, so it ignores the signals from the X element. In the next few days, I'll have an emissions map. Jesus. 2 months later. Alright, after some minor setbacks, I managed to get a better reading. Present the details of my findings. You'll want to hear this. I've gone through several floors, most of the building, except for a few areas I can't access. I thought the scanner had broken because it kept going crazy in some places, but it happened so often that I confirmed it. I detected unregistered GS emissions in different areas, 4 to be exact, and since I haven't covered the entire place, there might be more. I want to make it clear that these emissions don't come from the animatronics we know. They're not type 2, and they weren't detected on the first floor. The most curious one is an unstable GS type 1, but it's diffused and it moves constantly between floors, although its signal disappears on the ground floor. Unfortunately, I can't access that area. The egg is the icing on the cake. I believe it's another class of emissions, a third type not cataloged. They are scattered skittles. Wow, there's scattered signals in the different zones, but one thing is clear: GS emissions are higher on the ground floor. This can be clearly seen in this graph. This is what these red dots are. It's clear to the central area. It's near the central area. I'd say it's beyond rubble in the foundations. There's a noticeable blotch. Uh-huh. I wonder what species this. It's been a long time, a long search, a lot of crap to endure. But I can finally say the suspicion is confirmed. Good work. Now listen, the orders are not to interfere. That's as far as your responsibility goes. Report if there's anything new alterations in the emissions. Found another anomaly. It emits smaller waves than the previous blotch. I'll give more details once I analyze it better. So interesting. Okay. GS1 emissions. What is that? If it's something that's on the radar, then that means it must be the red dots, right? That's also in the machines. Or whatever that gunk that we got from the guitar gassing machine. It was a syringe full of stuff, so I don't know what that is. It's, man, like that's a huge lore drop because like, so telling me that there's something in the inside the nightclub in the areas of which can't be reached. And the only thing that's telling me that's like I said, it's not from the current animatronics, it's from something else. And maybe the other one is from the and they talked about the let's see, scattering. Okay, type 1, but it's diffused and moves concept floors. It moves concept between floors, although its signal disappears on the ground floor. They could be in this whoever this person's sending these messages. It could either be they're talking about the Strangler or they're talking about Tangle, because those are the only two animatronics that are kind of MIA. Or they were probably talking about Typo 2, because there's something that's showing up on the scans, but it's not really showing. There's a lot to think about here, and yeah, it's crazy that it's only these two talked about in here. Let's see, nightclub. Okay, cool. The wallpaper, yeah. All right, and you can find the music here. You can find your media player. All right. Anything in the trash cans? Nothing. Completely clear trash can. So yeah, that's basically what was on this PC. Oh yes, fun fact about this wall. If you look closely, and I'll pull up a picture in editing, though, but you see right here, right in front of me, that is a picture of Fredina and Tangle. So, kind of like an old, early version of the models. Uh, to just to show y'all that was what's on this wall here, because someone shared the photo here in the chat, and they're probably wondering because they were like deep diving into files, and like I said, it's a shame Fiddle Fire, like for some of the instances for something like that, like I didn't notice it right away either, because like I thought it was just like something and I'm just gonna move on, even if I was like full screen, but I'm playing windowed. But it's hard to make out some of these things due to the flashlight itself. So like, see, my light's directly on it, so I couldn't tell what that was. Maybe a Fredina, maybe it could have been a Bonfi, but I couldn't tell you. But that was Fredina and Tangled in that photo. Yeah, as well as another Tangled drawing right here. Since we're here, I might as well reveal reveal a huge secret that I've been keeping for the longest time. The voice tapes about these voice tapes. These were all done by me, basically. Yes, I was the voice of the janitor for for this night. And I was very happy to hear a lot of positive feedback on a lot of people for these tapes. And I don't think nobody ever pieced together that it was me, except for a couple of few. And I had to explain it to a lot of people too. And it's crazy because, like I said, during the development of this night, I don't know why I keep saying night 4. Did I say night 4? Night 3. But when the development this night, and it's funny how this story came about. Was Failfire kind of got in contact with me and basically asked me if I wanted to try out for a voice, and they just sent me some lines, and uh, lo and behold, I got the part. So thank you again, Fatal Fire, for this opportunity to be part of this night. I had a blast doing these lines, and I'm glad that they were so well received. And you know what? It was a pain and a half to not tell people because of a lot of people were so upset and mad because there was like no updates and there was like nothing's going on and there was nothing to show outside of saying, hey, the stuff is happening, the night's being made. And and I have like a little bit of the tidbit of the information of this night behind behind the back of my head, and I'm be like, listen, y'all, Fire is not doing anything. They are hard at work. Trust me, they are hard at work. And and it's hard to express it without getting delving into so much spoiler territory, especially amongst other people who are quite honestly quite some of y'all are quite a bit of yappers. So it's hard. So if I call a person or two, they will just explain what I will spoil what I would have said before the big reveal happens. And like for example, I was well aware of the of Bonfi's lines being done on the intercom. You know, some of the lines I've helped with the script somewhat, basically with the making sure that translations were fine. So like being able to be part of this night was such very awesome and a very humbling and a very huge opportunity, and I appreciate Fire for trusting me with that information and being able to feel comfortable to reach out to me and being able to share to take part in this world of Fab Nights at Frenny's in a way that I never thought possible. It's a high honor for me, especially when it was particularly Bonfi's night. Now, again, like remember what I said earlier in a video that I had a theory regarding the score, the leaderboards. When my name Rasmus Rose pops up, it's abbreviated outside while everyone else has had their full names written out, which I thought was pretty interesting. Um, and I think that was a secret tidbit that was geared towards me because I believe I'm probably the only one who would who would think think of it about that this way, that there is a possibility that me, the Rasmus Rose of this universe, is still working at the nightclub and still working around behind the scenes. He's up and about. And what kind of gave it away is that one, and I'll show you and when we get to the in beginning of the night as we go to the lockers, the Bonfi plushie is missing. So that means someone took it out of the locker, and who would take it out of the locker besides me? Because it's my locker, right? So maybe while I'm out working, I just have Bonfi plushies with me, just to give me a little emotional support to get me through the day. And later on, it's and since I've refused to leave, I wanted to stick around and help no matter what it would take, and I would stay behind to help out Bonfi. I wouldn't leave Bonfi behind. That's kind of like what I told Balefire if I was to write my story in here, because like whenever time Fatal Fire reaches out to me and asks for help regarding for any future updates or writings and stuff, it kind of like give it a little soft confirmation that I'm still employed in this nightclub. And it's my own head canon is that like whenever they come to me, I'd be like, look, this is them just giving me some work assignments, and here I am working the nightclub actively. So I always thought it was pretty pretty awesome when I saw my name written that way in the leaderboards, because that would means one thing. That means I was there at some point, and then I played Hopping Time. And the thing is about arcades, is that once you reach a high score, you have to you can't exactly write your full name. You have to abbreviate it. So that's why mine was so different from everyone else's is that I technically made that high score, which is third place underneath Bonfi. So it like goes to show that I'm kind of that guy when it comes to the arcade area, and it's pretty awesome to think of it that way. Now it kind of like also confirms a couple things that really is which is funny that no a couple of things that when phone guy often says that he's talking in plurals, like we came up with this, or this is what we came decided to do, and here's what we are doing, and we're like, who's this we, right? Who's still here? Because as far as we know, going throughout the nightclub, it's just me and phone guy, right? The night guard and phone guy. So who's still around? And that's why I was like looking at the cabinets and stuff. And even though they were mostly, it was technically it's meant for being a reference, a shout out to have a locker here and stuff. I kind of took it a little bit more seriously in terms of us being an actual employer. And same deal with Flying Shark. Flying Shark is an employer of the nightclub, and so he had an active role inside the nightclub, and you can see through the chats that he ended up quitting probably, and he's probably living under a bridge somewhere. So that's where Flying Shark is. Me, I don't know. The jury's still out on that. Maybe I'm still alive. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I might die in the next couple of nights. We'll see. You never know. We never know if I might write this. I hope that I don't die. But at the same time, I already did die because I voiced gender. Therefore, I'm dead. So I'm alive, but at the same time, dead. It's funny. And what's crazy about some of these lines is like I hardly got any direction for these, so it was like Vampire was like, "Have at it," and try and do your best at it. And it's crazy how it all went out because that pause on that last line is like, maybe if I intentionally stopped. That's all 100% the recording. And it's funny because I'm not that big of a voice actor. I mean I could do some voices, just like like how Dragon Rifle reached out to me to do Body's voice. And so it's crazy. Maybe there might be a time that maybe Bidey might get some voice lines, some inner monologue, and then Failfire will reach out to me to do some lines. Who knows? But yes, basically that's how we. That's the like pretty much the big secret I have here. Also, I also did some lines for the trailer for this night. The last bit of it, like what the fuck's going on, and I will reveal the truth. That was all me. And now that we're here as well, this is where you can get the last plushie, which is the Bonfi plush, back in my locker where I left it, which is pretty interesting enough that that in the beginning of the night the plush is not here, but at the end of the night the plush is back here. So who would put back the plush? Who other than me, right? Who would come back to the locker just to put a plush back in here? I'm just saying. There may be a chance that I'm still alive in the nightclub, wandering about, doing whatever phone guy tells me to do. But yeah, that should be it, actually, in terms of where everything is. And achievement wise, let's see. Let's double check real quick that I covered everything in terms of achievement wise, as well as secrets. Yep. Frenni plushie we found. Bonfy plushie. Yep. Chica plushie we found. Fexa plushie. Yep. Mary. Phone guy. Pope rat. Yep. That's all the plushies. Easy peasy. And the riding Bonfy achievement. And I don't really need to explain how to get the Bonfy lover achievement, right? Y'all pretty much can figure it out from there. Just basically you get caught in 3 different instances. One in the beginning, one in the main arcade, and thirdly after you guitar gasmic, and the last one is with Frenni. Very easy to get that achievement. And lucky balls, I show you on the video. As well as home at bazooka. So hopefully this was a good enough explanation guide, like showing you step by step on how to do this. And amazingly, it's fantastic that we would get to experience a lot of new stuff one time when coming back to this night. And I'm glad I did another second recording, because like I said, the first recording I felt like I didn't do enough justice, and we get to see all these new notes too. And it's very amazing. Once again, thank you, Fail Fire, for such an amazing, fantastic night. And I don't know if this night's gonna be updated again. It shouldn't? Question mark. But on the off chance that it does, maybe it might be within a few. No, it shouldn't. Or at least I think so. Either we look at the server and see where they're at, because they got new progress going on. Because the next focus is to the majority of votes of Patreoners we're gonna be working on revamping the first couple nights. As I'm recording this video, I've already dropped a new video on their channel, which is the Never Close Enough music video. Be sure to give that a check out. And that should be about it. They're just basically working on a few extra things to just hammer out the kinks. And night 3 should be public pretty soon, hopefully before the end of this month, because I believe that's how the releases work. One release month, and then no, it's gonna be released after everything's pretty much been fixed. Hopefully this month for y'all. That's why I'm praying. I'm praying for y'all, the public. So when you guys get a chance to get a hand on this night, you get to experience everything that is to be shown, that I've shown y'all. Well, that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this session and this video. The problem might be cut into 2 videos. One, and it's gonna be cut a bit weirdly. One for just strictly for the achievements, and the other one for a few extras and such. Have fun myself editing this video. And so, as always, like, favorite, and once the new fixes and updates for this night is done, I'll be sure to cover that when that happens. Especially when the return to night 1 and 2. That's especially what I'm hoping that's gonna be like the next set of things to next video might be on Fat Nights of Frennies. Will be revisiting night 1 and 2 yet again. Fingers crossed. Anyways, that's all I have for y'all today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys have not already, like, subscribe. If you haven't, if you're new here, join the garden today. You guys know the spiel. Anything you want to say, let me know in the comments below, and I'll get to them as soon as possible. And as always, my friends, be sure to share with your friends, share with your family, share with your cat dog, and I will see you guys on the next video I make, all right? Bye.
Thank you so much for watching my video. Consider becoming a Patreon today. Link is in the description. Special shout out to Fatal Fire.